Hello, hello. I'm back. It's a new day. Time for a new chapter. Um, if you're new here, which um, you probably are, my name is Colton. I'm the creator of Strange Trails. It's a full cast audio drama in the style of Serial, and it's available on all major podcast platforms, absolutely free if you want to listen to season one. This is the journey to season two, and currently we're in the process of turning each of the seasons into a novel. Right now, I'm working on book four, the novelization of season four. And in the last video, we got through all of chapter one somehow really quickly in about 4 days. And it's a big thing. The chapters in this book don't really work the same way that chapters work for most books. I have 10 episodes in each season of the show, and each of those episodes is going to be basically a chapter, but each chapter is going to be subdivided into different sections so that it's not like a 70-page chapter that somebody is like expected to read all at once. So the fact that I got through one of those chapters, I got through a tenth of the book in about 4 days, which is crazy. Goal is to eventually finish the book by the end of January. We'll see how that goes, but that's the goal. And yeah, I'm ready to dive in. I have about an hour right now that I can write before I have to do a call, and then we'll see what happens. But yeah, let's get those fingers working. Okay, so that was about 1,000 words, and it was just under an hour actually to write all that. Are you crooked? You look crooked. Okay, I hope that's better. But yeah, 1,000 words, just under an hour. I have to stop because I do have to have a FaceTime call with my friend. But after that, I'll probably go back to writing. I'm at just under 16,500 words. I was supposed to go up to UB tonight to work with Jocelyn, but she is not available today after all. So I don't know if I'll still go. Driving all the way up there, it's like I could use that time to just be writing. Like it's a lot of commute time. But I do love being up there, and it is the last night that I would get to go this year, because next like 2 weeks are going to be really busy with work. I'm not going to have any days off. I don't have another day off until Christmas Day after today. So, and obviously I'm not going to UB on Christmas. So, I don't know. We'll see if I go up there. I honestly don't know if I will. It's a lot of driving to do when like that time could be used to actually just get work done. So if I'm not gonna be seeing Jocelyn, I don't know if I'll go, but I would love to. I would love to go. Yeah, so we'll see. But definitely for sure, I'm gonna be writing some more later today, and that'll be a lot of fun. And we'll see how far I can get with it, because I'm about 6 pages into this episode, this script, and yeah, this script's only like 55 pages or something, so it's like slightly shorter, so it'll go a little bit faster. I want to go on the record and say I don't think I've ever written 20,000 words in 5 days before, but that's where I landed, which is bonkers. Yeah, I'm feeling really good. I got through the first 20 pages of episode 2. It turns out this episode actually only has 50 pages in it, so that means I'm 30 pages away. If I do 10 pages a day, I'll be done by this weekend with episode 2. That would be awesome. That'd be a really, really good time. Okay, so it's obviously been a few hours. Yeah, crushed it again today somehow. I don't know how, but I have been doing amazing, sweetie. So, where are we at? So, I got through the first couple scenes of episode 2. We're 20 pages into episode 2, and there are 30 pages remaining. I mean, 20 pages on a day off. If I can be doing that, and I could do 10 pages on a day on, I'm in a pretty good spot as far as my goal of finishing by the end of January. I do feel confident I could do that if I can keep this pace up. It depends on what my work schedule looks like. I know I keep saying that, but it really, really, really depends, because I'm amazed that I got 5 days in a row doing this. But 20,000 words in 5 days, that's wild. That is wild. That is like beyond anything that I had ever done before this, even like outside of like specifically having this time off or this like gap in the schedule from work. Any other of the books that I wrote for the series I didn't come anywhere close to 20,000 words in 5 days. That's wild. So I'm feeling great about that. Yeah. Oh, by the way, if the lighting looks a little different, it's because I actually got like new lights that finally came. They were supposed to be here this morning, but they came really, really late. So they're here now, midway through the video. But I still got to finagle it and kind of figure out how I want to actually set everything up. But, you know, I'll figure it out. We'll get there. Okay. It's the next day, and I have a confession to make. I already wrote today, and I didn't record it. I'm sorry. I had a very limited amount of time. I was trying to get a lot done. I did already write today. I wrote 2,900 words in about 2 hours. I was on page 20. I was on page 20 to start with the script. I'm currently on page 35 out of 50, which means I did 15 pages today, and there are 15 pages left. So theoretically, if tomorrow is also a good writing day, which I don't know if it will be because I'm going to be really tired, but if it's a good writing day, I could theoretically finish chapter 2 tomorrow if I write the same amount tomorrow as I wrote today. Wouldn't that be awesome? But yeah, 2,900 words. Where am I sitting at? 2,900 words today. We're sitting at 23,000 words for the story as a whole, the novel as a whole, which is just, we love it. It's so interesting to see how much more you can add to a scene when you're also adding like all the scene description stuff, because this is not part of the process when I am writing the scripts. I can just kind of focus on writing the dialogue of the scene, and I sort of need the dialogue to kind of tell the whole story. But now I get to actually include some of their actions and the looks that they're giving each other, and like, you know, whatever, and the way that they're feeling based on the responses to this, which again should be obvious when you're listening to it, but it's fun to like be able to go in and actually kind of explain all that for real. But yeah, that's all I have time to do today. I have to get to work till 1 a.m., come home, go to bed, wake up at 8 a.m., and then work again tomorrow. So potentially tomorrow night, depending on how tired I am, I can maybe wrap up episode 2, which would be crazy to have done 2 episodes in one, or 2 chapters in 1 week. That would be pretty cool. That would be like top tier as far as like the goals that I've set for myself. I would feel pretty confident I will hit those if I can do that tomorrow. But I'm not going to force myself to do it, because technically I am moving faster than I thought that I was going to, so I could theoretically just finish it on Saturday as well. That's fine with me. So no pressure either way, but could be a really, really good start to the weekend. Anyway, yeah, I'll see you honestly probably tomorrow night, or in 2 seconds as far as you're concerned. Okay, so it's been a little while. I don't even remember what I said in the last clips. Probably something about finishing the episode the next day. That didn't happen. It's actually been a week. It's literally Christmas today. I got to work the next day, or later that day. I literally don't remember when I recorded the last clip. Whatever day I went to work, I had 7 days in a row of work. And while I was there on the first day, they were like, hey, what do you think of unlimited overtime for the next week? And I was like, shit, okay. I need money. So here I am, a week later. No work got done in that time. I was just literally waking up, going to my job, and then coming home and going to bed and doing it all again for 7 days straight. But we're on the other side of it now. So today I'm going to figure out where I left off, and then I'm going to hopefully finish writing the chapter. Like there's only 15 pages left. I remember that much of the script. So that feels like 2 to 3 hours of writing. I feel like I could do that today. So let's make it happen. So it's a bit later. I actually paused because we ended up doing Christmas gifts, and I ended up with this hoodie, which is very nice, and a nice water bottle, which I'm excited about. Because I've always been using a plastic one, and my dad randomly was like, microplastics, and it sort of like hit me that I actually do use a plastic water bottle every single day. So, maybe it's time for a metal one. So we upgraded. Um, I finished chapter 2. That's that's big news. That's pretty exciting. The chapter ended up being 11,500 words. I ended up writing 3,800 words today, which is pretty good considering it was the first time I've been writing in about a week. But yeah, I feel like I'm making really good progress on this, even considering that I lost an entire week. The fact that I got to where I wanted to be, and I'm definitely still on track to get where I want to be. Like, I think for sure I can get to the end of chapter 3 by New Year's, like for sure, because I'm off this weekend. I don't work this weekend, so I can actually just write the whole weekend. Potentially, if I can get to through chapter 3 by then, and could be like maybe working on chapter 4, then that's actually still really good as far as like I'm concerned. What I'm liking about this scene that I just wrote is how much more I feel like I've been like focusing a lot more on taking the traditional writing advice of like, you need to be in basically just one character's head the whole time. You need to give a lot more interiority. You need to give a lot more, a thought process and some more scene description and stuff without just kind of repeating yourself each time, with like, oh, they do this one particular action or whatever, oh, they frown or whatever, they raise an eyebrow. Just finding different ways of showing what the characters are thinking and feeling without literally saying those exact same things over and over and over. And so, yeah, I kind of feel like I made good progress on updating my writing style a little bit in this chapter, which is, on one hand, good, because I think that means going forward, hey, we're going to be in a really good spot. But that also means that I have to go back and probably update a lot of stuff to get it onto the same level that I feel like I'm at right now. And I also, maybe I didn't change it that much. Maybe it just feels like I changed it that much because I'm being really conscious about it. But like when I go back and reread the other stuff, who knows? Maybe it's mostly fine. I don't know. I'll find out in February when I'm editing things. So yeah, that's something that I'm just like, I'm glad that I'm being a lot more conscious about it though, because it does make me feel more confident going forward that I'm going to be, ending up with a product that is closer to what the finished product will be. And it won't take as many passes of edits to get it to that level. And yeah, I just feel like this scene in particular was one where it's like, it's kind of an action scene. So you almost like, in the podcast, the way that it works is it sort of just happens and all you're doing is hearing it. And then afterward, the character comes on in the studio segment and is like, and this is what happened, this is what you just heard in that clip. But it doesn't really work that way in the book. We just actually see everything. So I got to actually write it out like basically the way that I would imagine it to go down. And it came out pretty cool, I think. So, and I think it actually changed a little bit. Like it's hard to do without like getting into spoilers, but basically a character does something in season 3 that they heavily regret, and in this scene in particular, they discuss how much they regret it, but we know that they regret it earlier in the season, and this is the scene where they're like specifically like, yeah, no, like this, I feel like I like fucked up because I didn't help somebody who needed help when I could have offered it. And in this exact scene, in a thing that I did not realize when I wrote it, they also have the opportunity to help somebody, and this time they choose to take it. And I think that's I think that ended up being really powerful in a way that I had not intended when I originally planned it. I just was like, oh, they'll talk about this and then this thing's going to happen. But it didn't like connect in my head, even when I was writing the podcast, like, because I read the podcast or the script and nothing changes. But when I look back at this, it just came together very differently. So it's kind of cool. So I'm feeling good about this, is my point. So I'll wrap it up there. And I think in the next video we'll work on chapter 3 and we'll see where we get with it. I'm hoping I can finish it. I think I'm still on track. I think I'm definitely still on track to finish at least chapter 3 by the end of the year. Maybe start chapter 4, we'll see. I won't get to do like the crazy one, like finishing chapter 5, but here we are. Anyway, I'll see you next time.